Carefully. Carefully. Don't dump them all over the place.
Oh. Well, I just got back from California and I came back with a lot of games.
I don't know if you guys know about this, but there is a KISS video game for the Sega Dreamcast.
Some more to my Nintendo set.
Now, I took a quick weekend trip down to California to see friends, get to hang out down there for a little bit. I got really cheap flights, like $160 return, so I couldn't really pass up on that. And I actually bought a bunch of games from Ben, Retro Escape, card carrying member of Pixel Game Squad. So he had all these games for me. He was gonna ship them to me. And then we decided, well, we're both going to Arkansas Retro Fest, so I get them there. And then I saw flights to go down there and hang out with those guys. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go and do that and grab the games while I'm there, throw them in my suitcase and come home. And I ended up coming home with 57 Nintendo games, 2 Sega Genesis games, a Tiger handheld, and a Super Nintendo game. So my bag was full. Now, I know how lucky I am that I got to go on this trip, and I'm honored I got to hang out with all these people. So I want to kind of take you along with me on this trip, and we're going to break this up into 3 episodes. This is going to be the first one. We're going to go check out Retro Games Plus with Manny from Manny's Arcade. I'm going to talk about the games I got from Ben with Pixel Game Squad, and I did go to Hidden Gem Video Games, and I got Felix the Cat from there. If you haven't checked out Hidden Gems Video Games, I do have a video on that. It's going to be up here somewhere. Check that one out after this. And next week, we're going to take a look at the swap meet with the guys from Pixel Game Squad. Lost and Retro was there. The Camel Crew was there. Gabo was there. It was such a fun time. It was just full of awesome people. And honestly, everyone found some cool things. I came home with 1 item because my bag was already full. And then when we get to part 3, we're actually gonna go to another swap meet with Mort from Mort's Garage. That swap meet was really cool. I'm excited to go back and check that one out. It's kind of his spot, so I'm not gonna spoil that, but definitely stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, because this is gonna be 3 parts to this. This is part 1, and the other ones are gonna come in the following week. So definitely stay tuned, check it out. Give me a like on this one, and I hope you like what you see.
And now we're here, Retro Games Plus, with the man himself, Manny, Manny's Arcade. Check him out. We're gonna jump in here, see what we can find. Like this storage house, kind of like everything. Like there's toys, there's VHS. Like look at this.
Good condition toys there.
Right?
This is the one that caught my eye right here.
Oh, that is
One
cool.
of my favorites. Cammy, look at that. $25, that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Pretty good deal.
It's pretty cool. Last action hero right here. We were just watching him on Game of Thrones.
Nice.
Lannister. Kiss Psycho Circus right here. Now, I don't know if you guys know about this, but there is a Kiss video game for the Sega Dreamcast, the same name too.
It's a pretty cool figure.
Right? The game's pretty wild though, man. I guess it was supposed to be something else, and they ended up getting a licensing deal with Kiss, so they changed the characters last minute and turned it into a Kiss game. Check it out, man. It's pretty neat. Pretty budget friendly too.
Nice. I have that one.
You have this one?
Yeah,
It's the
I
first one.
have both of them now.
Oh,
yeah.
you do have both of
Yeah,
them? Okay,
because he did have in the other box.
Okay.
Ben had more stuff for me, so now my suitcase is full. Every time Ben texts me, I'm spending money. Like right to the roof, all the way up there. It's down there, and it's all the way up to there. They're packed. We're gonna add some cheapies to the pile here. We're gonna get Major League, get NARC. It's got some stuff on it, but I'm pretty sure I can get that cleaned up real nice. NFL, and just straight up Jeopardy. Add those to the collection, and then we're at like 405, I think, now. So we're getting there.
So Retro Games Plus is a super cool store. I think this is my third time I've been to this location. This is their Huntington Beach location. They also have one in Lawndale that I've never been to before. Now I have heard that it might be a bigger location, so I'm excited to get there and check that one out. I feel like every time I come into this store, I end up leaving with something new and interesting. And it's always something I kind of never seen before. Last time I was here, I got Space Shuttle Project on the NES, and I hadn't actually seen that one in the wild before, and now I seem to see it all the time. I got Mick and Mac Global Gladiators this time. I actually did pick that copy up, and I'm super excited for that. It's like a spiritual successor to Mick Kids, like the McDonald's game on the NES. So I'm really glad I found that one, and they had 2 copies here. I feel really lucky that I got to go here and hang out with Manny. Manny is such a cool guy. If you haven't checked out Manny's Arcade, definitely check him out. His Instagram is really good, and he's also got a really fun YouTube channel. I love every video that I see him put out. Now, Chris with Pixel Game Squad, he's the owner of these stores, and he is such a nice guy. I got the opportunity to hang out with Chris on the Saturday night, and he just really cares. You can tell that he really cares about the games, because like he's kind of dedicated his life to this, which is amazing in my opinion. And you can really tell that in the way he talks about the games and the way his store is set up. There was a point that evening that we were having a conversation. He was asking questions like, how do you say game names? Do you say Ninja Gaiden or do you say Ninja Gaiden? Is it Legend of Kage or is it Legend of Cage? You could tell by talking to him that he really, really cares about gaming. So like Manny and Chris, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me that weekend. Honestly, I feel so lucky.
I was like 40 bucks or something like that. I gave him 60, I got some change.
I went overboard. It was that darn
You got
3 get 1 free that got me.
Got pretty good deals in there for sure. So
Yeah, for sure.
if you're around, come and check out Retro Games Plus. There's one in Lawndale too. I've never been to it though.
Oh, that's right. There's a second
Yeah.
location. That's right.
Yeah.
Hit that one next.
So after hanging out with Manny and checking out Retro Games Plus, I did come home with 4 additional NES games, just kind of cheap space fillers. but every one of these I needed in my collection. And like I said earlier, I did get Mick and Mac Global Gladiators on the Genesis. I'm just kind of starting to collect Genesis games, and I want my Genesis collection to be kind of hand-picked ones. The fact that this had such a cool cover on it, and the fact that it is a spiritual successor to Mick Kids with Mick and Mac, I had to pick this one up. It has the hang tab, and it is complete. So everything's in there. Really excited to add this one to my Sega collection. That collection's slowly growing. I think we're at like 11 or 12 now, but really excited to get this one in my collection too. Like I said at the start, I did get Felix the cat from Hidden Gem Video Games. Honestly, my footage from that is gone. I have no idea where the footage from picking this one up at Hidden Gems went, but there's a whole video dedicated to Hidden Gems, so check that one out. Now, in addition to picking up Felix the cat, the guys from Pixel Game Squad, Riff and Ricky, they also had some games that I'd already got from them. They were holding on to them for me. I got Lolo 3, added this one. This finishes off that set. This was kind of covered in Blockbuster stickers, but I got it cleaned up really nice, really impressed with this one. I also got Rocky and Bullwinkle from them. So they had these, hung with them on the Thursday night, picked these up from them. Now, the whole point of that trip was to go get all the games that I'd picked up from Ben. Now, Ben had sent me and Manny both a list of games that he had. He had boxes and boxes of duplicates. Now, he'd asked Manny first, so Manny kind of had first dibs. Me and Manny both went through everything. We both came back with the ones we wanted, and there was only 3 crossovers, which was pretty good, I thought. So Manny took the ones he wanted. I got all the ones I wanted, which was like 37 games, I think, were sitting there waiting for me to pick up. And Ben was awesome. Ben put them in his storage locker. He had this awesome box with my logo on it, so he knew which one in his storage locker was my box. It's right full in there. Now, there's no way I'm gonna be able to show you one by one all the games that I got from Ben in that lot, because there's so many of them. Like I said, I got like 37 games just from that one pickup. Tons of games, right? But we'll take a quick look at some of the ones that I think are interesting, and we'll talk about a couple of other ones, like Boy and His Blob, Trouble in Blobonia. This one looks fun. I've watched a lot of videos on this one. I've always been looking to add this one into my collection, but I hadn't found one that was quite up to snuff. Glad Ben had this one. Ben is super picky about his games. I'm not quite that picky, but they're cleaned. I know I don't have to do anything with these. I just can throw them in the set. I don't have to take them back to the service desk and clean them. Another one I got that I was excited to have was Bomberman. I have fond memories of playing this one. This was like obviously my first experience with Bomberman on the Nintendo. I remember playing this as a kid. I'm excited to throw this one back in, play it, try it out, and kind of relive some of those memories. I got Rampage, which is another one that I have fond memories of as a kid. Such a cool game, such a cool concept. Kind of a odd, pricier one. This is the higher end Fisher Price one, Firehouse Rescue. Picked it up, super clean looking cartridge. One with a really cool art style on it. The label on this is super cool. Torg. Look at this. This is so interesting. I have no idea if this game is going to be good. It could be horrible, but I'm excited to play this one just based off that cover art. Acclaim did a really good job there on that, just making me want to play it. I got a licensed game from a movie that I used to love as a kid. With any luck at all, I'll get a high score on this, and an alien will come here and hire me, recruit me to be a starfighter in The Last Starfighter. This is a great movie. If you haven't watched this, it's an interesting movie because the graphics on it was cutting edge at the time. I had no idea on the game if the graphics will be cutting edge in this game. I love the movie, so I hope I like the game.
Terrific. I'm about to get killed a million miles from nowhere with a gung-ho iguana who tells me to relax.
And I also got added a cheap one to my collection that is a re-release of a pricey one. If you haven't watched my video on my most expensive games in my collection, check it out, because I talk about stadium events. I also talk about world-class track meet. I actually have a side-by-side comparison of those two, so you can take a look at that. And if you're interested in stadium events, Ryan with Fire and Ice Games, he just came out with a video on his YouTube channel that you need to check out talking about stadium events. I'm not going to spoil it, but if you're interested in the history of stadium events and you're interested in just high-end collecting as a whole, check that video out. There'll be a link here. I'll put a link in the description for that one too, because I think that one is something that if you're interested in this stuff, that one's worth watching. And I also got Paperboy. There's a funny story behind this one, because I got a copy of Paperboy from Riff, and when I put it in the system, this is what it turned out to be.
Showed up in the mail here today, and I think odds are probably fairly high that you actually have a copy of Paperboy there somewhere, because looks like I have a copy of Mario Brothers 3.
Got him. Got him.
Like, I mean, that's probably the best version of Paperboy that I could ever ask for, but I added this one to my set. I've got that one, I kept that one just because it's from Riff and it's got an interesting story behind it, and I don't want to give it to anybody else because they'll be like, what in the heck is this? So that's a quick look and some of the games that I got from Ben, or at least what games I thought I got from Ben. Because when I got back to the hotel room, I opened the box and I was transferring everything over into my suitcase, and out of the box I pulled a note, and this is a screenshot of the text conversation that Ben and Manny were having. So this was happening while I was also texting with Ben, talking about what games we were gonna each take. And Manny says in this, can you do me a favor and take out RoboCop and Barbie and send it to Keith? Told me to keep it retro. So Manny gifted me in that box as a surprise RoboCop and Barbie, because they were on my list. He was aware that they were ones I wanted. They're also on his list, so he kind of hooked me up. So Manny, dude, thank you so much. Ben, dude, thank you so much. I had such a blast hanging out with these guys. I feel so honored and lucky that these people have taken me in, adopted me into their community, and I get to hang out with these people. It was so exciting. Everyone was excited I was there. I was super jacked up to be there. It was such a great time. So ended up going for dinner with Curtis and Ben on the Thursday evening. Went back to Ben's house. We were playing Neo Geo because he's got like almost a full set. I think he's like one game away now. He might have the full set as of right now of the Neo Geo games. And I never played Neo Geo before, so we had a blast playing Neo Geo. So right when we got to Ben's house, he just pulls out 2 more boxes of doubles. So I got to go through those, and I picked up more games from Ben that night. Like, I actually got ones I was looking for in this set too. Paperboy 2, that finishes that set. I got Maniac Mansion that night. I've seen videos on this one. I'm excited to play this one. And a bit of a banger here. Where is it? It's right in the middle. I got Super Spy Hunter. I had this one as a kid. I'm so excited to have this. Ben, dude, thank you so much for hooking me up. He gave me such an awesome deal. I'm so lucky. So this is gonna be it. That's part 1 of my trip to Southern California. Stay tuned for part 2, because like when we were leaving Ben's house that night, I asked Curtis, I said, dude, what time are you going to be at the swap meet in the morning?
Morning, guys. So it's 20 after 4, and I'm headed to meet Curtis at Golden West swap meet.